All right, in this podcast, we're going to talk about polyatomic ions and monoatomic ions and what they really are. All right, so we already have talked about ions in general. Ions are just a charged atom. We have cations and we have anions. Cations are positive, anions are negative. So when we're talking about a monoatomic ion versus a polyatomic ion, we're basically talking about the number of atoms that carry a charge. All right, in a monoatomic ion, you have a single atom, and the charge is going to be made because you have either more or less electrons than you do protons. So we gain and lose electrons to become charged. And if you lose electrons, you'll have more positives than negatives, so you'll be positively charged. If you gain electrons, you'll have more negatives than positives, so you'll be negatively charged. Negative charged are called anions, positive charged are called cations. All right, so here's an example of a monoatomic ion. Magnesium, we know he's in the 2+ column, so we know he'd carry a 2+ charge. The reason is he loses 2 electrons, and so he'll have 2 more protons than electrons, and he'll have a positive 2 charge. All right, here we have NO3. Well, hopefully you remember NO3 is a polyatomic ion, nitrate, and it carries a -1 charge. Okay, so all of these atoms together carry a -1 charge. And these atoms are all covalently bonded. So N and the O's are all covalently bonded, but then together they carry a charge. And because they carry a charge, they can participate in an ionic bond as a unit. Okay, this one's called the nitrate ion, and it has more electrons than it does protons. So if you added up all the protons in the N and the 3 O's, you would have less protons than all of the electrons that the N and the 3 O's carry. All right, so when we're talking about an ionic compound, polyatomic ions act as a single unit. Okay, so we're going to do the same formula swap and drop maneuver that we've been doing to get their charges right. So we know that Mg is 2+, we know NO3 is 1-. When you swap and drop those, the 1 goes to the Mg, which we don't have to write. And then the 2, we need to indicate that there are 2 NO3s. All right? And that's the difference between monoatomic and polyatomic ions.